Welcome to another edition of the Political Empire for the Press Enterprise and PE.com. I'm John Bender, politics editor. I'm here talking with Sandra Stokely, one of our city reporters. Sandra, I understand the governor vetoed a bill last week that is going to affect several cities.
Yes, he vetoed Assembly Bill 1098, which would have restored a portion of the vehicle license fee revenue to Riverside County's four newest cities: Jurupa Valley, Eastvale, Menifee, and Wildemar.
So how does that affect those cities?
Well, according to our reporting, Wildemar, Menifee, and Eastvale don't see any major cuts coming their way. They could have used the money to increase law enforcement, but they're mostly going to be dealing with the issue in the next fiscal year. It's a different story in Jurupa Valley, which is facing disincorporation at the end of this fiscal year, June 30th, 2013.
I know they've considered some other options.
Disincorporation is definitely on the table. They're looking at possibly approaching Riverside County for a loan to keep them afloat while the issue of the lost vehicle license fee revenue is dealt with at the state level. They're also looking at possibly a parcel tax to be voted on by Jurupa Valley residents. And it's really anyone's guess if something like that would pass because of the current economic environment.
Thank you, Sandra. And now I'm talking with columnist Cassie McDuff of the Press Enterprise. Cassie, I understand there's been some movement in the Ontario Airport versus City of Los Angeles dispute.
That's right. You know, John, it's been a couple of years since Ontario began making overtures to Los Angeles World Airports to take back local control because Ontario has lost so many flights. Well, the matter got the attention of the LA City Council, the Trade, Commerce, and Tourism Committee, and that committee met yesterday, got a long-awaited report from the Chief Administrative Officer of the city, Miguel Santana, recommending that the city begin negotiations with Ontario, and particularly with the new Joint Powers Authority that San Bernardino County and Ontario City put together so that they are ready if the transfer of the airport does take place.
Okay, now I think there was a monetary amount mentioned earlier, but Los Angeles didn't think that was enough, is that right?
Well, Ontario had offered not only a sort of a $50 million for the general fund of the City of Los Angeles, which, like a lot of cities, is needing some money for its general fund. But the problem there was that would not comply with FAA regulations that any revenue generated by the airport remain with an airport agency, so they could not accept that money. They're also concerned about retiring the debt. There's an outstanding debt on the bonds that built the new terminals, and some other passenger fees that were transferred from LAX to Ontario to build those terminals. So they want to take another look at the value of all those assets, the value of the land, and decide what's a fair price for the airport.
Now, what happens next?
Well, as a matter of fact, this has also gotten the attention of Congress. Several inland members of Congress have proposed legislation. And tomorrow, a congressional hearing is going to be held in Ontario about the airport and the economic impact, particularly, of the loss of all these flights and passengers from Ontario.
Well, thank you, Cassie.
You're welcome.
For the Press Enterprise and PE.com, I'm John Bender, and this has been another edition of the Political Empire.